Hello, people. So, today we are going to talk about some interesting stuffs that has been happening and been experienced by various astronauts on our very own moon. Yeah, the moon. The Earth's moon has no large volcanoes like the Mount Kilauea in Hawaii or Mount St. Helens. However, vast plains of basaltic lavas cover much of the lunar surface. The earliest astronomers thought, wrongly, that these plains were seas of lunar water. Thus they called them as mare. Mare means sea in Latin. But of course, there is a huge surface of very cold, icy, and full of watery surface on the south pole of the moon, which is where our very own Vikram lander tried to land along with the orbiter last year. Okay, so let's talk about some interesting facts that has happened on the moon, which actually made some of the astronauts even to go for a scary surprise if at all there is some UFOs or aliens in the moon. Okay, so, when the last time in the Apollo 17, astronaut Harrison Smith, along with his colleague, landed on the moon, the geologist himself, Harrison Smith, collected over 700 samples in one of the longest moonwalks in history. He and his colleague covered more than 20 miles on the lunar rover. He was having so much of fun by riding over the surface of the moon. They were singing songs and they were riding on the moon. When they left back from the moon, they left their launch pad and they were able to see the tracks that they have left over the moon. During the year 2009, when Lunar Orbiter was sent by NASA, which is actually a high resolution orbiter to the moon, they were actually surprised to see and they were very happy to recall the memories that they have left 40 years back. At the same time, during the second batch of pictures sent by the same orbiter, they were taken back with a scary surprise. That was actually a big footprint that they have found on the surface of the moon. They were wondering, oh my god, I did not hear about any new human landing on the surface of the moon after we did it. Okay, so how come these footprints are there on the moon? They were thinking of various options if it is actually any UFOs, aliens, or what could there be. They were also thinking about other options, say, for example, are there any cracks on the moon? Are there any quakes happening on the moon? Okay, then they got some clue in the lava bed of California. Those linear chains of holes were actually surface expressions of the lava, which was actually underneath the moon. Huge plains of lava, which might have erupted 2 to 3 billions of years, and they were preserved on the surface of the moon by these kind of dented footprints on the surface of the moon. So it is so interesting, isn't it? So that's how we have also tried to read some of the details about the unexplored portions on the surface of the moon. As part of human exploration of the moon, numerous space missions have been undertaken to study Earth's natural satellite. Of the moon landings, Luna 2 of Soviet Union was the first spacecraft to reach its surface successfully. Missions to the moon have been conducted only by the following nations in chronological order, such as Soviet Union, the United States, Japan, European Space Agency, China, India, Luxembourg, and Israel. And we should be very proud of ourselves that our country, India, is also one among the top countries which has put in their efforts and sent the orbiter to the lunar surface of the moon. The interesting part about our own mission is that there has been so much of failures by other countries. I am not belittling the efforts or the operational efforts of other countries, but India entered the orbit on 20 August 2019. It had an orbiter along with the lander. That is the interesting part, and that is the skill level of our ISRO group of scientists who were able to do all these kind of landing in a very conservative cost. The interesting part is that they try to send and make the Vikram lander land on the lunar south pole. What is lunar south pole? It is actually something of a special interest to all the scientists because of the occurrence of water ice in permanently shadowed areas around it. So when I say it is all a permanently shadowed areas, that is the point where our Vikram lander was not able to jet in properly or land properly. That's how we were able to assume it as. The floors of polar craters reach frigid temperatures because they are permanently in shadow as a result of low angle at which the sunlight strikes the moon surface in those polar regions. Okay, so far only 3 countries have successfully landed on that side of the moon. Okay, so the Indians would have been the fourth persons had our Chandrayan's Vikram lander been having a soft landing. However, our arbiter is sending wonderful pictures of the through the Chandrayaan 2, and we are able to enjoy it, and it is all kudos to our team. Now, Chandrayaan 3 is being worked up for their launch during the year 2021, and this is the second attempt to soft land on the moon, which is actually very much appreciable. And we are one of the fewest countries who are still on the nature of mission to study on the lander and rover part of Chandrayaan program, and it is a proposal under study, and the proposed launch for the lunar polar exploration mission is during the year 2024. Hope you all liked this video about the moon, the lots of explorations that is happening inside the our own natural satellite. It is the moon or Earth's moon, and for more such interesting science videos, keep subscribing to this channel and share such information with like-minded people who might have interest to know about space, natural satellites, the landing of the moon, and the exciting part of such travels by the astronauts and their experience, which I am going to share through my forthcoming videos. Thank you for watching.